Hey everyone, I just got my PineTab-V. This is from the very first shipment I ordered on the pre-order. And I thought, a lot of people want to see what's going on, so I'd make a quick video. I imagine if you're, looking at this, you already have some idea, but Pine64 decided to make a version of their tablet featuring the RISC-V based SoC that's by Sci-Fi, I think, and they put something together. Now, when they sold it, they said it was very early adopter. There wouldn't be an operating system, and you would just have to be a kernel developer and go wild. But I was interested. I really like seeing more RISC-V stuff, so I went ahead and ordered it and took a look. So we've got the main thing here. I'm not going to be too unboxy. I'm going to get to the actual thing. A plug-in keyboard that seems to be US interface here, and and then over here we have some stuff. We do have a HDMI out, so you can go to a normal monitor, and they came with this little adapter for development, which takes some extra pins on the USB-C and lets you get like a standard like a CDC ACM UART on the bottom, so that you can get a debug console. This top says OTG ADB. I tried that, it didn't work. And I still haven't got this, but it looks like they have a switch to control whether you can boot off the SD card for while you're developing operating systems. So let's go ahead and power it up and see what happens. Actually, before that, I believe I want to start my terminal. All right, so here we go. Okay, so that's going up. There's nothing here, but over here we're getting a bunch, which I'll come back to. We get the Vision 5 SDK kit logo on there, but not on this. This sits here for a bit, and there's some booting happening. Then it comes... No, let's keep it up here while we're getting stuff. And now we're seeing sideways on the book, we're seeing the standard Linux console output. And that's interesting. At least before it was showing up here on my TV. On the left side, it was weird. It was kind of blocky. I don't know why that's not happening now. And then for me, it at least seems to get about 30 seconds into it, and then it just seems to hang there. And that's where it's useful to have this thing hooked up, because it seems like it's hanging. But now if we go over, I'm typing on my main computer keyboard. Oh, this actually didn't boot a shell. Before I got a shell. Let's try this again. Power down. And power it up. Once again, logo. Nice good boot log coming up. Boot log after about 10 seconds or so. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I was seeing before. Showing up like that. And it's showing up down here. And here we're getting more information about run level and stuff. And let's give it a few more seconds. Yeah, there we go. Some more stuff came up. And now I've got a shell. So how about you name -A? Oh, typo there. And there we go. That's actually the version of Linux running that was built off of this. And I believe all of this is coming from a Sci-Fi's Vision 5 SDK kit. So this actually... this is great. This is a lot further along than I expected. Even as they shipped it, they said it was just going to include some test software. I was expecting, like 16 colors on the LCD. Wasn't even sure it was going to be Linux. So this is pretty far along. Now people just need to figure out how to get all the drivers working on the device. So that should be an interesting experience. I am going to look now. World famous Fish Waldo has made a build that he was using on the Star 64, which was Pine64's like Raspberry Pi clone that's built off of I think it's the same SoC, but at least the same family SoC. So that should hopefully have some more things going and get a look at that. Oh yeah, and I guess for people who are really curious, we might be getting to the point where people don't care. Let's look at this full boot log and see what's going on here. Yep, so there we go. It's actually, here's where we rebooted. It's looking for something. It actually does a few things. Now it does Open SBI, which is the first thing you get on pretty much any RISC-V Linux-based operating system. It's RISC-V specific, and it gets a lot of the basic initial setup. So I guess it's the primary bootloader. And then does this have U-boot or not, or is it just cutting straight over? Looks like it's just cutting straight over then into a EEPROM. What do we got here? Just stuff, and boom, there's starting the kernel, and there we get into the normal kernel boot up log. So that's and there we go once again. Did I get that? What was that at, right? So Linux version 5.15, star 5, Vision 5 v2. We got that coming up. And it goes through the full boot log. So this is going to be a really fun thing to be playing around with for the next few months. I hope this was useful to people who kind of got one, ever heard about them, but haven't been seeing much on the internet.